Hey guys, this is Brandon with Southern Okie Homestead, and this is Betty 2. Her name is Betty 2 because we lost the first Betty to a predator. So this is Betty 2. So I'm gonna pick a night. I'm gonna try to do Monday nights. I don't know if I can get this to upload, so it may be on Tuesday, but I'm gonna try to do Monday nights. I'm gonna call it Chicken Chat with Brandon. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a fact about chicken. So we have Silkies and Satins and Cochins and Wyandotte Bantams. And so one thing that about Silkies that you may not know is they have 5 toes. So I'll give you that little fact tonight. They got 5 toes. So what Chicken Chat's gonna be is I'm just gonna talk about something that may be on my mind, something that's, you know, I've been thinking about, just a chat. I'm gonna try to make it short, you know, see if I can make it around, I don't know, under 10 minutes maybe, we'll see. But tonight I wanna talk about how you raise your children compared to how you were raised. So, and y'all comment and chat with me about it, about how you were raised compared to your children. So, we have one child. I have one child from a previous marriage. He's 11. And I parent Kason way different than I was parented. I did not have chores. I didn't really have any rules. I got my butt beat a lot. So I guess I had rules. They just weren't, I don't know, they just never got established. So, but I did get whooped a lot when I was a kid. My mom, I remember whooping me for like 2 city blocks one time. So, but I got to run the streets a lot. I got to do what I wanted when I was a kid, you know. So not a lot of rules, but still wound up getting in trouble for a lot of things. So I played sports. I was allowed to quit those sports and quit a lot of things when I was a kid, which is different than I am now, because I may take breaks from things, but I don't quit. But the way that I was raised compared to the way Kason is raised is 2 totally different things. Like, I didn't have chores, I didn't have anything. We grew up in a messy house because my mom didn't do housework and we didn't help her do housework. So, Kason has chores. He used to do the dishes. Some of these chickens are not sounding too hot, so I gotta give them some medicine. So, if you hear the chickens making noises, because they're not feeling well. Kason has to do the dishes here. He has to take the trash and at least put it in the back of my truck so I can drop it off on my way out. He has to, of course, all homesteading kids, farm kids have chores. So when he's outside, he helps me with all the chores. He helps me with stuff in the shop here. He helps me with stuff feeding, taking care of the animals, stuff like that. Kason also does his own laundry. So those are just a few things. When I say Kason does the dishes, Kason's got to change the dishwasher out. It's not like he's in there scrubbing pots and pans. So he just has a lot of responsibilities. Sometimes I pay him for them, sometimes I don't. So it just really depends on how I'm feeling, whether he gets paid or not. I've tried to set him up with some rabbits that he could breed and make some money off of. He could sell, but that didn't work out. So I'm hard on Kason. A lot of people might feel sorry for Kason, but you know, it's generally, my kid doesn't act up in public. I don't beat my kid. I don't do it. I used to whoop him. I used to whoop Kason. I actually had a paddle that I used to whoop him with, and once I started working in the child welfare aspect of things, I haven't touched him with a belt since. Because one, he's older, really not a need to do it anymore. But two, I've seen what people can get their kids taken for, and I'm not gonna get my kid taken for whooping him. So I just don't whoop him anymore. But I will make him work, and I will make him sweat, and I will make him reach muscle failure. So like I use the farm as discipline now. So I've made him move bags of feed. I've made him move, 15 bags of feed, a couple, 2 or 3 or 4 times, because he said he didn't want to do his schoolwork. So, lesson is, we don't tell our father we're not going to do something. So, oh, and this video is not sponsored by Stillwater Milling. This bag was just sitting there, so we're not big enough to be sponsored by anybody. But anyway, so when I was a kid, I used to just get my butt whooped, and then we went on. Like that was just it, Like I knew it was coming, I was ready to get it over with, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure Kason would rather go that route. But I find it better to work them, make them do some things, make them, especially when they say they don't want to do something. You got to make them do it. So I don't have all the answers on the parenting deal. I don't. I'm far from got it down. But yeah, it's a lot different from how I try to instill discipline in Kason and try to teach him different values and stuff, and that wasn't something that was brought up for me. So the other thing is video games. What is your thoughts on video games in your house? So we split Kason every couple of days. He's back and forth. Been doing it for years. He's been doing it ever since he can remember. So at his mom's, he gets video games. All the video games he wants. He gets a cell phone. That's the other thing. I didn't get a whole lot when I was growing up. I didn't get, I asked for a Gatorade one time because I went and ran, and my dad wouldn't give me the money for a Gatorade. So, we don't allow Kason to have a cell phone. We don't allow him to have video games. There's no video games on this homestead, on this farm. There's none. We don't allow them. We don't want them. He doesn't need them. So, I'm just curious on what other people think of things like that, because we feel like when he comes here, he gets kind of he's free from it. So that's another difference. Not really a difference on how I was raised. We had video games when I was growing up, but my mom wouldn't get off of them long enough for anybody else to play them, so we didn't get to play them. That's somewhat of a joke, but not a joke. Yeah. So I'm curious, comment down below. Tell me what you think about, tell me how different you were raised than you raised your parents. Do you raise your kid like your parents raised you? Do you raise them completely different? I know a lot of people rather give their kids choices, and they give, and there's certain things I'll give him choices about, but certain things, I'm still a parent, you're still a kid, and that's not how we're gonna roll. So, Kason's got a good gig going, so people shouldn't feel very sorry for him. He's got a good thing going. So I was just curious. It was just on my mind. I just thought about it. But yeah, I want to do this chicken chat first of the week sometime. I'm trying to do them on Mondays, but it's a little late tonight. So here comes Megan. So yeah. Megan, how were you raised different? How are you raising Kason different than you were raised?
I'm not really.
Pretty much the same?
Yeah, I mean, like, I had a video game. I had like a Nintendo 64. Real old school. But I hardly ever played it. Like, my dad and I would have little competitions every now and then, but we didn't really play it that much. And I rode my bike around and went skating, which obviously we live in the country, so it's a little bit harder for Kason to do, to be closer to his friends. But even when we lived in town, like,
He didn't really.
we had to like push him to go outside and do stuff. And we don't keep, I mean, we didn't have a video game when we lived in town either.
No.
I mean, I think we have Kason a little more lax because he's split between families. Because I've told him several times, like, I'd come home from school and my mom, no joke, would, on the back of an envelope, like a bill, would have a list of chores that my sister and I had to get done. Oh, I was washing my face. Had to have done before she got home, and she was a nurse, so sometimes she worked till 7, and then when she had another job, she'd be off at like 5. You know, we got out of school at like 3:30. So, but he's a little more lax there. He's got a loaded dishwasher, which we didn't have a dishwasher, and when we did have a dishwasher, then it broke. My dad was like, "Well, you're our dishwasher," so, and he has to clean his bathroom, like, and his room.
That's right. Clean the bathroom and run.
Every now and then. I mean, we lived in a 3,000 square foot house, so there was like 5-6 rooms and a basement. Granted, the basement didn't get used much, so we didn't really have to clean it, but all the bathrooms had to be clean. Dusting, we had so much to dust. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I would say that maybe the way we raised him is a little more lax, but I didn't really have video games, and there's no need for him to have video games here. I feel like even if we had him full time, he still doesn't have video games, but he definitely needs a break from his mom's house to our house, and we don't let him have his cell phone right now either, for several different reasons. So
He's not mature enough to have a cell phone. One, he's 11.
and like he doesn't go anywhere that we're not. I mean, there's after school, like when he rides the bus, he'll be here for maybe hour and a half by himself. But usually, my sister-in-law, Brandon's sister's here. I mean, and then we have neighbors too, that if something were to happen, he could always run over there. But knock on wood, nothing's ever happened. But yeah, he's not mature enough or responsible enough to have a phone, but that wasn't our choice. So the only choice that we can make, or rule we can make, is that it's not allowed here. So, and there's times he snuck it over. Of course, that's what a kid's gonna try to do, and he gets busted because he forgets that. I didn't grow up with a cell phone, but I had a cell phone when I was like 15 or 16, and got in trouble with it many times. And I know how to sneak things around, and I know how. I'm an observant, so I know how Kason acts when he's like doing stuff he's not supposed to do, or just his body language and stuff like that. So I pick up on it pretty quickly.
He tries to be sneaky. But yeah, that's the other, like, I ran all over town on my bike and stuff, and Kason just doesn't do that. But y'all let me know, comment below how different it is from the way you're raising your children than you were raised, and what's your thoughts on gaming systems for kids. I'm just kind of curious.
I mean, we get that it's a different time, but I wouldn't say that we like raise Kason to be old, like exactly the way we were raised, but we have a lot of the same rules the way we were raised. And
I was telling him, like, my mom used to play all the time, so we couldn't play. So that's the difference. My mom wouldn't get off of it. But y'all, please help us out and subscribe to our channel. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like and share it, and leave your thoughts down below. And we're gonna get these chickens some medicine, because there's a couple of them. We just got back from a weekend trip, and so we just noticed that some of them are making some noises and not feeling well. So we're gonna get them taken care of. So we'll see y'all next week.